Hey everybody, welcome back to the Hip Horse. Tommy D and Johnnie Lowe. We are on the Derby Trail, friends. We are episode number 4 here. We're taking a look at 2 prep races. Johnny, how you doing, my friend? Good to have you back.
Doing well. Definitely staying on the Derby Trail. Our 4th video so far. I think the progression's been pretty good, and it looks like last week, just to recap, Prime Factor was our big pool horse. He ran 3rd. Unfortunately, he got kind of destroyed by a couple horses in Florida. Our outlier horse that we had at 11-1, Roman Centurion, ran a huge 2nd. He came down the lane pretty fast. So,
yeah, that's a nice job, Johnny. Great call on Roman there. Simon Callahan looked like it was going to pull off the win, Johnny. I was on the edge of my seat, so nice call there. But we're going to be taking a look at 2 prep races this week. We're looking at the Withers and the Sam F. Davis. The Withers will be at Aqueduct, and the Sam F. Davis will be at Tampa Bay. Both grade 3s, 10, 4, 2, and 1 on the Derby point scales. Let's get right to it. The Withers, Johnny. This used to be a big race, a spring classic back in the day. It used to be a prep to the Belmont. They actually switched it around. This race is actually older than the Kentucky Derby, Johnny. 1874 is the first time they've been on. A couple Hall of Fame champions that won. Man o' War, Native Dancer, Dr. Fager, Ack. It was a grade 2. It got downsized to a grade 3, but still a great race. And, Johnny, we got, pretty good looking field here. I want to hear your thoughts about this Withers, a mile and 1/8 at Aqueduct.
yeah, so it looks like we got a field of 9 going forward here in the Withers. The Northeast Derby picture is really still up for grabs. Who's gonna make it from out there? Capo Kane ran a pretty big race in the Jerome last time out. I think he opened some people's eyes. He's an athletic-looking horse. He's got a very nice pedigree here. He's by Street Sense out of a hard-spun mare. He's a February horse. He's born in the right month. I think there's a horse that Todd Pletcher has in here that won his last race, that lost as I don't know if it was known agenda or him that was the heavy favorite in the entry, but he got beat 21 lengths in that race. But I think he's going to be better than that. If you look at his pedigrees by Curlin, he's out of an AP Indy mare. The fem line goes back to dance number and number to count, and his grandma dropped Giroloma. So I think at some point this horse is going to show something. Obviously, $1 million price tag. They expect him to. Will it be this race? I'm not sure. But I think he could probably hit here at a pretty big price. I think the mile and 1/8 is right up his alley. Another horse, Donegal Bay, is by Uncle Mo. He's out of an Empire Maker broodmare. I think that's a really nice cross. He broke his maiden by 4 lengths at Gulfstream Park last out. I think he'll be a pretty good contender. I feel pretty confident one of those 3 horses might show up. I give an outside shot to Royal Number. He's by Palace Malice. He's by Curlin out of an Include mare. He's got a nice little cross to his pedigree, but he's been running at Laurel against I'm not really sure who. Shack Queen King beat him by 6 lengths when they ran against each other, but these horses develop overnight. It's been a long time since the beginning of December, so maybe he turns the tables on him.
Yeah, no, the Withers, Johnny, you mentioned, obviously Todd Pletcher having 2 of the top horses you spoke about. Overlook broke its maiden on its 3rd try. One at Aqueduct, so 1 on the track. Love that. Donegal Bay, like you said, Pletcher broke its maiden at Gulfstream, bringing it in, has a lot of confidence, so you'd like to see that from Pletcher. 2 strong candidates here. And then Capo Kane, when you win a race like the Jerome, you got to be psyched. Improving each race, so excited to see how this horse plays out. The only one that I saw that, interests me maybe a tad that you didn't mention would be Risk Taking, but I'm looking at the Chad Brown, broke its maiden at this distance last time out. Only other one I might throw in the mix there, Johnny, but looks to be a great race. The Withers, grade 3 from Aqueduct. Anything else you want to throw in the mix there about the Withers?
The Withers, I think recently it hasn't really been a big race that hits on the Kentucky Derby Trail. But you never know. One of these horses you might want to keep an eye on. I mean, is this probably the B or the C line of Derby contenders? It could be, but who knows? I mean, look at last year or 2 years ago with Tax and Tacitus running pretty well out in New York and establishing themselves on the trail. So just another race to keep an eye on and see what sprouts.
Yeah, it's excited to see big East Coast race right now. I mean, we're on the Derby Trail, so every race matters. Those points, Johnny, I mean, that 10 points could really be a difference. That 4, 2, 1 when it comes down to the end of it, who knows? It really matter. So let's move on to the Sam F. Davis, our other race we're going to feature. This is at Tampa Bay. This is a Grade 3. First ran in 1981. This is a springboard for the Derby, mostly for the Tampa Bay Derby, trying to set up for the Tampa Bay Derby. This turned into a Grade 3 in 2009. They added the Derby points in 2017, so this race is on the up, Johnny, getting more purse money over time and upgrade in grade status. General Quarters was the first one to win it when they moved it up to the grade status there. 10 horses from the Sam F. Davis went into the Kentucky Derby, so definitely a horse could do it, and we're looking at a big field here, Johnny, and I'm looking at it scratching my head. I'm not sure where to go. I see Todd Pletcher, Mott has a couple horses. It looks like a big field, and I'm trying to find a price here. Talk to me. Who do you like here, and pedigree-wise, what looks the strongest to you?
Yeah, so in this race, that horse that we talked about earlier that beat a horse in the Withers, Known Agenda, is actually in this race. Johnny Velasquez is going down to ride him, so that's a pretty big deal. That's Pletcher's guy. They've won some pretty big races together before. I think that he's got an excellent shot. Obviously, he's got a great pedigree. He's by Curlin. He's got stamina on the bottom side. The horse that really interests me, this horse is going to be ridden by Alvarado. It's William Mott horse. It's Candyman Rocket. The horse on debut didn't really show much. Came back on Lasix and absolutely destroyed a field, winning by 9.5 lengths to 7-1. It was a one-turn race at Gulfstream Park. This is a 1:16 two-turn with no Lasix. But these Candy Ride progeny, they run, they're fast, they're incredible. He's out of a forestry mare. I believe that's Stormcat line. It's a really nice cross for me. I think that's the horse that I'm expecting to step up and keep moving in the right direction. And as far as the Florida races go, or the Tampa Bay races, he's probably my early favorite to win the Tampa Bay Derby and lock in that spot in the Kentucky Derby gates.
There we go. Candyman Rocket, you're speaking to 4-1 here, I believe. Mott is the trainer. Known Agenda, the other one, Todd Pletcher, as we said, they talked about him in the last race. Todd Pletcher on the East Coast, just putting big-time horses up into all these races, as he usually does. Known Agenda, 5-2, is going to be the morning line odds as we see it right now. What do you think about that? Do you think you'll get 5-2 here? I know you like Candyman Rocket at 4-1. Is there anybody at a bigger price that maybe you like underneath or in the show that maybe has a long shot? I see some big prices on the board here.
I think Known Agenda is probably going to be a lot lower odds than that. 5-2 would be nice, but his work partners didn't run too well in the Holy Bull that we just saw last weekend, which I don't really like to see that. But I'm pretty sure he's going to be probably, like I said, 2-1 or less. Candyman Rocket somewhere around 5-2, I think, is going to be what the lines are going to be for them. At a price, I think a lot of these trainers are just throwing some horses out there and hoping something sticks.
Yeah, I agree with you there. That's why I'm asking you. Some of these trainers I'm not too familiar with, but definitely I see Roman has a 6-1, but Mott's other horse. I sometimes like to look at the other horses. Pletcher has another horse. Do you see any of those maybe having a slight shot here?
Pletcher's other horse by Blame, I don't see that horse really being that competitive. I could see Roman's horse. He'll probably be less than 6-1. I'd say probably 4-1 on him, but he's got a little bit of speed, and a lot of times if you got a little speed, you got a chance. Go out there by yourself or set a slow fraction. It's a little bit harder for the horses coming off the pace, which I think Known Agenda will probably come off the pace a little bit, and Candyman Rocket, I'm not really sure exactly what they're going to do with him, if he's going to sit off the pace or be right up, but it should be an interesting race how it stacks up.
Yeah, big field, 12 horses. I mean, anything can happen there, Johnny. Sam F. Davis, that's what we're talking about. If you haven't been following the Kentucky Derby Trail, we're on it. This is our 4th video. following the Derby trail here along the way, watching the hip horse. This is our 100th video, so we do appreciate you watching. Give us a thumbs up, a like, a comment, hit that bell for notifications. We're going to be giving you all horse racing information. My man Johnnie Lowe with some pedigree dialed in with the Rooster Coop. Tommy D, the hip horse here. Johnny, I know there's maybe anything else you want to throw out there before we get out of here today.
Yeah, there's one other race. I don't think there's any Derby points involved. It's a 1-turn 7-furlong race. Concert Tour, Bafford's horse, is running in that race. It's the San Vicente. It's a grade 2. He was our second choice on the Derby Futures, the last poll we did. I really expect big things out of him. I'm hoping to see him win by a large margin and boost himself into a position to where next month he can take a step forward and get ready for one of the 100-point Derby preps.
There we go, the San Vicente, Bob Baffert, another runner here, looking pretty good. All right, everybody, thanks for joining us on Derby Talk. Tommy D, Johnnie Lowe, episode number 4. Go back, check out our other episodes. Stay tuned for more Derby Talk, baby. We're almost there. Johnny, it's always good to have you. Thanks for watching, people. Let us know who you like down in the comments. Write it down. We're not always right. We appreciate you, and we love the game, so stay tuned for more action on the Hip Horse.